Alright, welcome back. I believe we should be on part 3 here, I believe, by this video. As you recall what's going on here, as we start out, we're playing as the Soul, playing as the high five Soul from our logo, you can see there. Started out with our 3 planets. We're playing on this basically kind of a circular, small ring map where there's 4 of us, so pretty much I start on this side. We probably have a guy on each side and one up opposite of me is probably how the layout's going to end up being. And we have a couple ships that are out doing things. We have a couple surveys in progress over here. And we set up 1 new colony in this system. So we have 2 colonies here. You can kind of see with these little purple circles here, those are the ones I have. And if you wanted to go in and take a quick closer look at one of them, you can just kind of double click like that and it'll bring it up and show you what's going on. And I believe the new one we did was this one here. So, right, we'll look at that a little bit closer here in a minute. Right now it's at 165 for the climate hazard, so that's going to have to get worked on. I went through and looked at some, I got several messages from the first 2 parts. Some great comments. Thanks for the comments and the thumbs up. Lets me know that people are watching and are interested. I had made a post over on the Paradox forums. Got a few comments over there. One comment, and I'll go ahead and kind of address that now. We'll take a look at it because it'll be a learning exercise for all of us, including myself. One person pointed out here is you go into the Empire Manager, and I guess it was bugging him. He could see up here this black. If you look right up here at the top left, the black section of the pie, which is corruption. And this is something I'm not really familiar with. This is a little bit different than the first game, and I really haven't messed with it much on the second game. So let's take a look here. I mean, it looks like right now, spending-wise, boy, it does look like we're going in the hole, sort of, don't we? Projected savings, negative 246. Why is it green? Usually when it's negative, shouldn't it be red? I don't know. Maybe I'm just looking at it wrong or something. But anyway, someone was telling me that I needed to increase my security. And of course, they don't have any mouse overs on any of this stuff, do they? No. Okay, so right here, I guess that black pie area is corruption, which corruption would be bad. I would guess. For some reason, I have corruption of 53,000 here. It looks like. So someone was saying, he made a comment and said that if I increase my security, okay, yep, that number's going down, isn't it? So if I just keep increasing security until that goes to 0. So right there. So the black section is gone now. I am slanted more towards research, so, and I guess that number still is savings this turn, current savings. Well, we'll look at that. Well, we'll compare it, but I did want to get that out of there because someone had made a comment about getting the corruption out of there, which I'm assuming is very bad for whatever reason. That you'd rather have the money going to security than to corruption, I guess. So we'll go ahead and leave that there. What we'll do is we'll take a look here. Okay, well, see, this is saying income, isn't it? Okay, so this is saying income is 662, 974. Government is that. Research is that. Okay, okay. We'll take a look. What we'll do is we'll take a look. I don't think I have any other... Do I have any shipbuildings in progress? I think these are all done. Oh, we need to fix this, right? Remember we were building the kind of the 3-ship fleet, so to speak, and the supply ship is now done and sitting in the reserve fleet. So we need to go back into the fleet manager, and if we look at the reserve ships here, if you just use little arrows, you'll be able to see is I have a supply ship sitting here, and then here's that survey beta fleet that I made. It has a command ship and like a destroyer ship. We just need to move this supply ship down into here. So there we go. So now we have another survey fleet, basically, is what I'm going to use them for. So these guys, it appears, I'm on turn 4 right now. These guys here are still completing their surveys. So if we look over here, I mean, that's a dead end. And that one sort of is too. But I'm wondering if I should do that to connect. Let's go ahead and just survey this. Even though it's somewhat of a dead end, it should open up more lanes. So let's go ahead and send him.
Yes, Director. We'll return with your survey data.
Excellent. Glad to hear it. So we'll go ahead and get that going. The other thing we want to do, okay, right now, that's broadly adjust. Actually, we're in the hole, aren't we? Imperial Treasury, we're at negative 271. Let's end the turn so we can see what's going on with that.
System update.
Okay, so we got the survey done with that system, which was this one here, right? Yeah. So as you can see, we have the survey done here, and it looks like we struck out on that one because neither one of the planets are really, nah, they're way off. I mean, there's no chance of us getting those to be habitable. However, as you'll notice now, is since I completed the survey here, now I have 2 more lanes going to these systems. So now I can check this system, which looks like it has several, and that one that has none. So we have a new location to check out. Now here's the thing that's a little bit aggravating though, is the fleet that I sent to survey. This is something I discussed, I know, before, but I just wanted to reiterate it for people who maybe didn't catch on to it, is that I sent that construction fleet to do this survey. So I sent them from Peck here, which is kind of my home system. They went, bounced here, did the survey. Now they're on auto return to what their home system is. And that's something they changed in this game, and it's very different from any other 4X type games, and it's really awkward, and it's kind of annoying, and it really takes some getting used to. But they don't just stay there. So, you know, like in other games, they did that survey. I could say, oh, alright, well, let's go ahead and go over here now and check this one out. No, you can't do that. I have to wait for him to go all the way back and get back to his home system before then I can send him out again. And where this starts to come into play as the game goes on is that eventually your fleets only have a certain range. So if I keep going out here and out here and out here and keep going, eventually your survey fleet won't be able to go from here all the way to here or something. It'll be too far. So then what you have to do is you have to kind of relocate them. So then you have to build a base, say, over here, and then relocate them from this system to this system. Then once you relocate their, you know, quote-unquote home system, then they will be in range to go to the next one. So you're kind of like, you know, frog hop jumping, you know, from one location to another. So it's kind of awkward. You know, in the first game, I believe the way that it worked is that, you know, you could move ships and keep them wherever you wanted, but they had, you know, certain fuel ranges, and so their fuel would only last so long. So after you hop 2 or 3 times, you then needed to hop them back to a system that had a colonized planet, so then they could basically refuel. So it was, you know, kind of more, you know, old style. This one is definitely different. And actually, in light of that, well, they're already gone, so yeah. Let's take a look at this again. This budget thing has got me going, and if someone wants to make a comment on the video, please feel free. It looks like I'm in the hole, but it came up from where I was at. I'm at negative 253. It was at like 270 something. I think me building those ships like put me in the hole there. My income is 676. Okay. I think I see, is then if you add all these up, okay. That's 5. Okay, yeah. Let's go one more turn. I don't... What's probably going to end up happening on this game, and I'll give you some foreshadowing ahead of time. What's probably going to end up happening is I'm going to keep exploring and trying to colonize as much as possible, but I'm not going to hit the ships real heavy here in the beginning. And sometimes that can sneak up and bite you, I guess, later in the game, is that, you know, then if you don't have enough ships and they got a big force built up, you can get squashed. And that'll probably be what ends up happening, because I'm not running my, you know, government into the hole building a huge fleet right from the get-go, because I kind of want to wait until I get some certain techs researched, because I'm not sure if on this game, and I don't believe so on this game, as you read that it backward engineers all your ships. I'm not and actually that's another thing. If someone has a comment on that, feel free to leave it. But you know, if I build, you know, a bunch of destroyer ships and then I research a new type of weapon, I'm not sure if that backward upgrades all the ships prior. I don't think it does. I think you almost have to bring them back to like a shipyard and do something to upgrade them, perhaps. I'm not real clear on that. And then the station manager, that's another thing too. This is where you can kind of like upgrade your stations for certain abilities and things like that, which we'll talk about that a little bit later as well. That one has the same thing. They all have a enable star base, but let's go ahead and end one more turn here and see if we can finish up this other survey that we had going on.
System update.
Okay, this one looks like it has some possibilities. They're all green. Yeah, we knew that was going to happen. Alright. So this is over here. And some of these look promising. 395, 495, 199, 179. Well, this one's the one that's the lowest number, the 179, is kind of nice too, because it's a size 7, which is pretty good size planet. The other ones are probably not going to be worth the time and effort. And generally, I don't know if in my first video if I really said, you know, generally you want that number as close to 0 as possible. I mean, really, you really almost want it like, you know, 150 or less one way or the other. If it gets a whole lot higher, then it really takes a lot of effort. And that number did go down, didn't it? I'm saving about 20, I'm getting 20,000 back in a positive just about every turn, I guess. How many turns out are we on the research? I paused it for a second there as the research thing kind of froze up on me. Okay, so I still have 6 turns to go on that. Alright. One thing I wanted to look at, $164. Considering this planet here, I need to get the terraforming up better, but I know that reduces my profit. See, it's taking note of that. It's at 164 right now, and I just moved the terraforming up and just kind of see where we're at by the next turn. Alright, so we have that survey got done, and everybody's on their way back. Here we have the colonization fleet that's just sitting, but I don't know if I really want to colonize anything else right this second. So we may hold off on that. Let's go ahead and end turn one more time and see if we can get one of the construction fleet should get back on this turn.
System update.
Okay, and that one only had like one planet. So this is the next one we want to survey, is Karg over here. That's got several planets, it looks like. Okay, and this is one we got before, but it looks like it has those icons there. I don't know if you can see it in the little box. Those don't look like planets. They look like, I don't know, asteroid type things or something. I mean, eventually I'm going to need to survey that just so I can open up again into other areas. I mean, that's, like I said, that's one thing with the soul, is it's kind of like you're building a spider web to where you can get to. So you got to keep kind of exploring and branching out. You can't just cut any direction you want like some of the other races can. So, let me check. I wanted to check one more thing here. Sorry, I hate to keep going into this screen, but 706. My income's going up. Okay, so it looks like we're kind of moving the right direction. So